I think that Susie has given women permission to be angry, which I love. You don't know anything about fetuses.
I know you don't go on a treadmill 8 months pregnant. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out.
Why not? Give
You
me a
think
reason.
that's good for fetus? Hold on, Jocelyn.
It's not your job to mansplain to Randy.
Because, you know, we're all taught to be like nice little girls and that anger isn't pretty. And I think that Susie gives permission. I have men come up to me on the streets all the time and say, my wife is exactly like you. And I'm thinking, oh, you poor guy. But they seem to say it with joy. When Larry first gave me the job, he called me up one day and he told me he's got this script and this job. He's like, Susie, it's LD. I was like, well, what's the character? Don't worry about it. You could play it. I said, well, send me a script. He's like, there's no script. So I knew Larry for so many years that I knew how funny he was. So I said I would do it, having no idea what I was getting into. And he didn't really describe my character. My character was unformed. She was Jeff's wife. We knew who Jeff was. And the first scene that she was really Susie Greene was in season 1. It was an episode called The Wire, where Jeff has a fresh air fund kid come into the house and the kid robs us blind. So Larry's only direction to me for that scene was, I want you to rip Jeff a new one.
Well, let me tell you something, Larry. Jeff's computer golf game is gone. The computer's gone. The TV's gone. The new DVD player's gone.
I had been in many relationships. I knew I was capable of that. So I'm screaming at him, I'm yelling at him, and Larry pulls me over. He kept on saying, go further, go further. I want you to curse more, curse more. So I'm cursing more and cursing more. And then finally Larry pulled me aside and he said, make fun of Jeff's fat. And I was like, wow, I don't want to do that. I don't like to make fun of people's physical characteristics. He goes, just do it. He knows you're just kidding. And that was the first time I called him a fat.
My wedding video is gone because your fat manager over here let a kid into our house, okay? You happy?
I mean, whatever. I called him a fat you-know-what. And, you know, that was the genie was out of the bottle and that was it. But the important thing about that first season was we've had so many houses since then. In the past 10 seasons, we've had, I don't know, maybe 9 different houses. The house that season was decorated in this kind of, it's a lot of black leather and it was very modern. And I just got this idea of how I wanted this character to dress, which was the way that she dresses, which is insane. And it was based on basically on the decor of the house we were shooting in. So the character just kind of developed. I don't know where she came from. I kind of based Susie on these girls that I grew up with, that I was in high school with, that always seemed so, like they were so confident. And I was always so insecure and so questioning everything that I did and analyzing everything I did. And there were these girls in high school that I went to high school with that just seemed to know things and be completely confident in everything they did and say, and just completely, you know, reactive. You said something, they had an answer. You know, they were so quick. And I was not like that. So I don't want to play myself. I always want to play somebody that I would fantasize about being, not really want to be necessarily, but just fantasize about being. And that was kind of who I based Susie. She's a composite of several people that I know. But the thing about Susie is that she takes no prisoners, and that's what I really love about her. My favorite thing is being able to tell everybody to go f*** themselves. That's my favorite thing. And it's allowed. It's like I show up, and I scream and I yell, and nobody gets hurt. And it's fantastic. I go back to my hotel at the end of the day, and I'm so relaxed. It's like primal scream therapy. I'm similar to Susie in the idea that neither of us, you know, suffers fools gladly, I think. But I'm much more, I don't have the short fuse that she does and the hair trigger response, except with really bad customer service.
The kid is home, hysterical, because her doll, Judy, has been decapitated. Because you two sickos took the head for God knows what reason.
My all-time favorite episode is The Doll, for so many reasons. First of all, it's the first time they established that spaghetti western music as my theme song. It's also the first time that you really see Larry and Jeff living in fear of Susie Greene, so I love that. And, you know, what's more fun than just screaming, get me the head?
Get me the head!
Now, I love the ski lift. It's one of my favorite episodes where I have to pretend to be Larry's Orthodox wife.
How did you two meet? Interesting.
We met at a Hillel mixer, a function.
Oh, in college?
Yes, a singles, and he was there trying to pick up every girl imaginable.
I was pretty swinging in those days.
Yes.
I was in the band.
Mr. Softy from season 8 where I have an orgasm in a car with Larry. Who, in my wildest dreams, did I ever think we were going to be driving through the streets of New York City and I was going to be having an orgasm sitting next to Larry David? You know, people love this show. It has such a huge, I wouldn't even say cult following, because I think it's much bigger than a cult following, but people stop me in the street and either want me to curse at them or just want to tell me how much the show means to them. And I've had, you know, really poignant moments where somebody will tell me, you know, my father was dying and all he wanted to do was watch Curb episodes and it was the last thing he watched, and things like that that touch me, that we bring such joy to people from our little show. It's kind of amazing. I think Curb resonates so strongly for a number of reasons. One, it's just funny. It's just funny, and you can't substitute funny. And Larry's just so brilliant, and Jeff Schaefer, the EP who creates a lot of the shows with Larry, all of them actually. I think that what Larry's character does, and what my character does also, is says what everybody's thinking but is afraid to say. But Larry's character really, I mean, he just has it down where everybody thinks those things but would never say them. And he, by the way, would never say them in real life either, which is why he loves playing this character, because it's so freeing for him to just say all these things that are in his unconscious or conscious mind that he censors. So I think that that's the key, is that it's really politically incorrect, which everybody wants to be but is afraid to be, and Larry is the mouthpiece for the entire country in some ways. I think the reason why this show is still relevant is because all those little things that annoy everybody still annoy everybody. Nothing changes. So I think that it remains relevant. And like, for example, this season, you know, there's little political things that he always brings current stuff into whatever season it is. And yet I was watching the marathon the other day, and I'm watching all the old episodes, and they still work. So I think it comes down to funniness. I think funny is still funny. It's like if I'm watching old, I don't know, Mary Tyler Moore reruns, they're still funny. It's funny is funny.